All right. Hello. So, today we are going to be talking about the real reasons that you've been unable to accomplish your self care goals. All right. These are going to be some mindset things that I'm getting into, mindsets that are hindering you from doing your self care. And I have 4 things that I'm going to share with you. And when you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my notes. They're on my laptop today instead of on my little piece of paper. So there's that. But hello. I see you in here. Hey, Winnie. Okay, I'm going to get right to this because your girl is honestly sleepy, but I'm amped up. I just got off of a call and I'm with it. So y'all about to get this juice. Okay, so maybe you've been doing self-care in the past, but now like you just feel like this isn't cutting it. You're unable to get your self-care done for whatever reason. And we are going to go through 4 reasons that I have seen, that I have experienced in my life, and it's reasons that I have helped some clients work through as well. So let's get into it. The first reason, and I'm not only going to give you the reason, but I'm going to help you like not fall into that trap. So just get ready. First reason, you are unwilling or you don't care enough to do the work. What do I mean? Number 1, it takes work to do self-care. We need to get on the same page with that. It takes work to do self-care. Let's go back to when we were in grade school, right? When we were learning how to color in the lines. At that time, it was very, very difficult. Very difficult. But now, today, as an adult, it is not that hard to color in the lines, right? So the thing that I'm able to do with ease today, once upon a time, it took a lot of work for me to figure out how to actually execute that thing. So that means right now in your life, if you are not an absolute professional at doing your self-care, I'm here to tell you it's going to take you doing some work. Okay? I do that all the time. I don't know why I keep setting that little thing off, but it's going to take you doing some work. Okay? So I need you to get into the mindset of, yes, I'm going to have to do some work, put in some elbow grease, if you will, so that I can do more self-care. Okay? Let's just put our mind on that. Okay? I know you might not like it. You know, when we was in grade school and we was trying to figure out how to color, it wasn't very fun. We just wanted to do our little squiggles all over the place. It was what it was. But now we see the beauty in being able to color inside the lines. We see the beauty in, I can transition from this color to that color. And then we became a professional at it. And we said, I'm going to like change shades. You know, I'm going to go from light blue to like medium blue to like really, really dark blue. And I'm going to go from a light pink to like a mixture of pink and green into like a deep forest green. Like that's advanced. But you can't get advanced if you don't understand the first part, right? So this self-care stuff takes time. That's something that I've been telling the ladies in Courageously Caring. Self-care takes time. It takes a while for you to develop the skill of being able to do your self-care in a way that is bringing you a sense of peace, in a way that is actually helping you feel relaxed, for you to even know the information about yourself, all of it. Every last bit of it. It takes time, because you can know the information, try to apply the information, fail at applying the information, and then you go back and try something different. All of that, just that little bit right there, that took time, and you ain't even perfected it yet, right? So I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm saying that so that you know, like so that you are more aware of the fact that this self-care stuff is not just as easy as going and getting your nails done and being like, boom, I did some self-care. Going and getting a massage and then being like, oh, boom, I did some self-care. No, sometimes it might be deeper than that. I would argue all the time it's deeper than that. But we're not gonna fuss today. We're not gonna fuss today. Okay? All right, so for those of you who have been unwilling to do the work, Or maybe you just haven't cared enough to do the work so that you can actually reach your self-care goals. Here's what I want you to do. This is a tough one to hear, so I just need you to grab your seat. Okay? Have you ever heard that phrase, being sick and tired of being sick and tired? Okay, so I want you, I'm telling you that you need to be sick and tired of being stressed out. Absolutely tired of being overwhelmed. So tired of being overworked. Extremely tired of being frustrated. Like, you have to be fed up. You have to be like, I'm not doing this no more. That's the mindset you need to be in if you want to actually get to the place where you care enough to put in the work that it takes to actually accomplish your self-care goals, to do the things that are required of you, to say no to people, to block off the time on your schedule, to say, you know what, I'm leaving this desk, I'm getting up and I am taking a break, I've been sitting too long. Like, it takes a mindset of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then you will do the things that you need to do so that your self-care happens, and you will do the things that you need to do so that your self-care happens well, so that it's like a high quality experience. It's not just some fly-by-night situation like I'm doing some self-care, right? No, like, you are doing it intentionally, on purpose, and it's going to be an amazing experience. All right, so that's point number one. Point number two is, just so y'all know, for everybody that's popping in, I'm going to read through the comments, answer any questions or anything like that you have. I will get to that at the end of my presentation, essentially. Okay, so point number two, reasons why you are unable to accomplish your self-care goals. You're too exhausted. You're too overwhelmed, okay, to do the work. So that's the difference in there between being unwilling, not caring enough to do the work, and you're actually too exhausted and too overwhelmed. The problem there is you got way too much stuff on your plate. You trying to carry the whole world on your shoulders, and you are literally breaking down. Like, what was the name of that movie? I think it was called Unbothered. It was something like something. It was the name of a movie. This was like maybe 3 or 4 years old, maybe older than that. And it was about this guy who, I think he was a runner, and the screen grab, like the movie poster, was of the guy holding like something heavy on his shoulder, and he was like running or walking through like this pasture field looking thing, and there was like other players behind him or whatever. I don't know. And I don't remember. I remember watching the movie, but I don't remember every single detail of the movie. And my takeaway from that particular scene was, he had some hurdles to overcome. He had to carry this weight because he was he was locked up in some place or something like that. And I think that they forced him to carry this weight, right? Because he was kind of like a prisoner of war type of a situation. You can't be free of the things. You can't be free to run, right? Like he used to be a runner. You won't be free and able to like do that if you up here, you carrying this weight. And if you carrying the weight up a hill, an uphill battle is always going to be much more difficult than just, a battle that's happening on flat plain, right? So if you are too exhausted and too overwhelmed to do self-care, do yourself a favor and start taking stuff off of your plate. If you find it difficult to take stuff off of your plate, go back to point number one, okay? You got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Totally sick and tired of being stressed out, frustrated, overworked, underpaid. Like whatever the reasons are for you, you have to be fed up, okay? Point number three, you're holding on to an old season. What do I mean by that? So maybe you did self-care in the past and you thought it was absolutely amazing. You were like, this thing right here. This is my routine. I'm going to do this forever. But life changed. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you got a new spouse. Okay? Maybe you got... And the reason I made that face is because in my mind, I was like, maybe you got a new spouse. And it was like you went from a different spouse to a new spouse. Anyway, that was funny. But maybe you got a new spouse. Maybe you went from being single to now you're married. Maybe you went from being single with no kids to now you're a mother. Maybe you went from having one kid to having 3 kids, right? You had twins, or you had triplets or quadruplets, or whatever it is, your season in life has changed. Your life circumstance has changed, and that has now impacted the availability of your time, your brain capacity. Like, all of these things in your life have changed, and it has affected how you're able to show up for yourself, the types of commitments that you're able to make to yourself. These things have been affected by your life circumstances changing. It's okay for this to happen. It is absolutely normal for this to happen. I want this to happen for you. I want your life to change. I want my life to... Honey, she is single. I get asked all the time, are you married? And I'm like, that's the wrong hand, first of all. She wants to be married. She is not married right now. She is me. For all those of you who are lost, she is me. I want to be married. And so the self-care that I'm doing right now in my single season is not going to be the same. It might not be the same as self-care that I'm going to do once I become a married woman, once I'm a wife. The type of self-care that I was able to do before I had my dog, Axel, it's not the same type of self-care that I do now that I do have Axel. Or maybe it doesn't last as long, or maybe I don't go to the same types of places, or maybe I go to places that might include him. All of those things, every last bit of it, all of it is okay. What I want you to do, if you fit into this bracket of holding on to an old season, I want you to come to terms with being in a different season. You are going to have to accept the fact that your life is different, whether you wanted it to be different or you did not want it to be different. You know, like the difference between like a planned pregnancy and like an unplanned pregnancy. Like, oh snap, what am I about to do? Versus, oh my gosh, I love it here. Like, this is amazing. I wanted this. I've been praying for this. I've expected this. Those are 2 different types of feelings about your new life circumstance. In either rate, like in either circumstance, it has changed. The child is here. The spouse is here. The new house is here. The new job is here. The new schedule that you probably didn't want, it's here. It is happening. So what are you going to do about it after the fact? The first thing you got to do is accept the fact that it changed. Instead of trying to fight the fact that it changed, be about the business of accepting the fact that it has changed. Because you know what? Both things take energy. It takes energy for you to fuss, tussle, be frustrated with, be angry with, argue with the fact that your life has changed. It takes energy. But guess what also takes energy? You accepting that thing. You being like, you know what? I'm about to make the most of what's happening right here. That takes energy too. So you have a choice. You get to choose how you're going to spend your energy. I'm just leave that right there. Point number 4. Another reason why and this is my final reason for the night. Another reason why you are struggling, the real reason that you are unable to do your self-care and accomplish your self-care goals. You've been going, and you have not stopped one bit to celebrate yourself. Are you one of those people who you find yourself, you feel like your celebrations should be like really, really big? Like, I'm talking about massive. It's hard for me to imagine because I'm super chill. I'm very like, give me the minimalist, give me the low key vibe. Like, I don't need a lot. I just need a little something. So personally, unfortunately, I apologize, but I cannot relate. But I do understand that there are people in the world, and I have helped some of these people and have conversations with some of these people. I've helped them with their self-care. They want everything. If they celebrating something, they want it to be big. Go big or go home. Here's what the deal is with that. The issue with that when we're talking about self-care is you might be trying to make your self-care be big, right? That might look like spending a lot of money, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, whatever that looks like for you. It might look like you are trying to fill a whole day, right? You want to take an entire self-care day, like a staycation, or go on vacation somewhere out of the country, right? Big. Here's the thing. Going big takes time to build. Okay? People don't plan weddings, a huge, magnificent wedding. For example, let's get on the same page here. Let's put the same picture in our mind. What was the man name? She became a duchess. Dear goodness. Meghan Markle. Duchess Markle. When they had their wedding was massive. Huge. Tons of people was there. The place was decked out. It was gorgeous. All the things. That did not take one day to plan. That took several days, arguably several months to plan. When you are trying to make your self-care also be just as big as life, it's going to take time. And so here's my question. How are you taking care of yourself in the interim? Right? So you're leading up to this really big moment of self-care, right? What about all the moments that's in between? The last time you did self-care and it was really big. The next time you try to do self-care and that's going to be really big. What about this space in between? Do you think that you need self-care in between there? I understand that you might say that you might not, but let's rewind to those moments when you stressed out. Okay, let's rewind to those moments when you like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait until I get to go to XYZ place and go on my vacation and do my thing. And then as soon as you get back from the vacation, you like, oh no, back to regular life. Like, let me plan my next vacation. Let's not get in the habit of living for tomorrow. Let's figure out how to live in the moment, in today, because tomorrow ain't promised. You might not make it to tomorrow. I know that sounds a little gory, a little sad, but that's the truth. Tomorrow is not promised. What are you going to do with today? This moment right now. This is the moment that you do have. Do you want to spend this current moment stressed out, overwhelmed, frustrated, again? Right? Like, you have that choice. You have that choice. So, those are the 4 reasons. I'll review them one more time, and then I will look through your comments, and then I'm getting off here. Okay? It's late. I'm sleepy. So the 4 reasons, the real reasons that you are unable to reach your self-care goals. You've been unwilling to, or you don't care to do the work that is required to improve your self-care. You've been too exhausted and overwhelmed to do the work. You've been holding on to an old season, not beneficial for you at all. And you have been going like you the Energizer Bunny or something. None of that is working out for you, okay? So here's the 4 things I want you to do instead. Get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being stressed out, not doing your self-care, not feeling relaxed, not feeling rested or rejuvenated, okay? Remove some things off of your plate It is necessary. You deserve it. Figure out what it feels like to not have any weight on your shoulders anymore. Let's get used to that. Okay? And stop pigeonholing yourself. Stop pigeonholing yourself into old seasons of self-care. Accept the fact that my self-care is going to need to change with my life circumstances. If I move to a new place, if I take on a new spouse, if I have more kids, like whatever the things are, it's okay for my self-care to change. I expect my self-care to change. Accept that fact. And then the last thing is to celebrate your small wins. Take care of yourself incrementally in the present moment. Find very small moments where you can be like, ooh, that was really dope, and then go do some self-care around that. Don't just breeze on past it. Do something about it. Right there in that moment, that weekend, that week, that day, whatever you need to break it down to for you, for it to make sense, break it down and celebrate your small wins. That way you get in a little bit more self-care than what you have been getting. Okay? I hope that has been helpful for you all. I didn't even introduce myself. Wow. I'm going to do it right now. So hello. My name is Kahdija Imari. I am a self-care lifestyle strategist, and I'm also the founder of COCO LOVE. I recently created this dope program called Courageously Caring, and y'all, we be in there having fun. We be in there doing the doggone thing. So Courageously Caring is an intimate virtual gathering space for ambitious women who want to prioritize their peace and do more self-care in real life, honey. So we be in there. We just be in there having our informal conversations once a month. We gather on a virtual call similar to this. Like, we'll be talking back and forth, and we'll be getting to know one another. We'll be sharing vulnerably, caring about one another. We have our private chat space, like in like a little app. And we get together. We set goals, manageable goals, achievable goals. We make self-care practical. It is not a stuffy place to be. It's very limited seats. It's a small membership. We keep it intimate. So if you think that sounds like something that you need some accountability, you want to be supported, you just want to even just talk about the stress and get to the bottom of it, Courageously Caring is where you need to be. Okay? So I'm here for you. I'm super excited in case you join. And even if you don't, honey, go check out the free stuff I got going on. I got the videos on the YouTube. You can go check that out too. Okay? So I appreciate you for being here.